giving away 2-goal leads, having your ass back open the whole game and shit, and scoring in the last minute to win the game. That shit wasn't gonna work forever. I thought it might work until December, but coach,
Do you know what Liverpool this season have been? They've been, what are those hospital gowns that you wear where the front covers you but the back is exposed?
it's a hospital gown.
Yeah, that's it. So that's what Liverpool have been this first part of the season. A hospital
Let's
gown.
pause for Tilson to give us the right ad lib here.
Hey, yo.
No, that was the wrong ad lib. It's nice gowns.
Oh, beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns. There we go. Beautiful gowns. All right,
gowns.
back to coach.
Yeah, they literally have been. If you're not paying close attention, you'd use adjectives like unstoppable and an incredible form, all this kind of shit. And all you got to do is just kind of peek under the covers to see that these guys are really, really, they're naked. Like, it could have got ugly yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show, your weekend review edition. This is your host, Dean, and per usual, I'm here with the fellas. What's going on, Tosin?
Another day, another dollar, man. Can't complain. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you very much. Coach, roof.
Yeah, man, just adrenaline.
Stop it. I barked at you, you got to bark back. That's how it works. I'm sorry.
Roof,
nigga. Well done, good sir.
Rest of
Now
the
you
DMX.
Good DMX burn. Now you may respond, good sir. My bad.
Oh yeah, no, it's the same shit, man. You know, like doing well. Can't wait to watch match of the day. Like for real.
I haven't seen match of the day since like 2012.
Man, sorry, Alex took that shit away from you. That's a shame.
Yeah,
that's a shame. It's a good show.
That was a long period where I didn't watch match of the day. I'd watch our matches, even if we won. I'd be like, I'm not watching match of the day. Like, there was a long period. I want to say maybe 3-ish years. Barely watched match of the day. In a season, I might have watched it 3 or 4 times. So
I want to say just in general, like, because I like to watch match of the day because I feel as if it's the closest to the British zeitgeist and the Prem. Even though I live in America, the Prem is a British league. So I like to see. I feel like everybody there watches it, or at least most people watch it. So I feel like I want to be aware of the narratives, you know, that are being perpetuated on that side of the pond.
Yeah, well, I mean, Joe Hart is still a twat if you're worried about that. So.
I will say though that I tend to enjoy the show, even though I'm well aware of the flaws of it. I've watched it for a very long time, but when Arsenal loses, I'm not with it. I can't,
not a chance.
I can't watch anything else but that because I just don't want to hear it. You might as well just put Gary Neville like in my headphones, like straight up. If Arsenal lose a game, you know, so I'm not having it. You know, so. But in any event, that should cover our waffle for the day because I didn't actually think of a question to ask you guys. You know, because I thought of one for the last part. I'm like, I'm tired of asking these questions, man. You know, so should we get right to it?
Let's get right to it.
All right, then we start in La Liga because the Madrid Derby happened this weekend. Atletico Madrid beat Real Madrid 5-2. I did not see that coming, guys. I could tell people what happened in the game. I could tell them to go watch the highlights, but I'm going to just say 2 words and throw it to Tosin. Julian Alvarez. Go.
Spider-Man's a great character, by the way. So, there you go. This was really just... You know, back in the day, like the 80s, 70s, when in the movies they have the big buff character whooped everybody's ass. This is really what it was. Just a big ass whooping. That's really what it was. Madrid started off pretty well, but then Atletico said, hold up. You know we're bigger than you, right? So we're going to actually show that. So they just whooped their ass for the rest of the game. And that really was that. Even Griezmann scored. So that's how you know they really got their ass whooped. So there's that.
Griezmann's been on a drought for a little bit, coach. And he came on to put the cherry on the cake, but really, was it just a matter of Real Madrid not being able to match the intensity, or was it more about, as Tosin hinted at, the difference in physicality between the two teams? Or is it both, really?
I think it's a bit of both, but I also think Real Madrid's difference makers didn't do enough despite them getting 2 goals. Like Gula and Mbappe, yeah, they did what had to be done. But then you look at on the other team, Julian Alvarez getting a couple. Do you know what I mean? Soloff getting one, but also like just creating danger as well. Griezmann getting one as well. Like their difference makers made the difference pretty much. And I don't think I'm wrong in saying that I think Real Madrid have better attackers than Atletico Madrid. So that's where for me the biggest disappointment was. But yeah, they whooped them, man. Like seriously whooped them. And Valverde, it might be time to learn right back full time, bro. Uh, and the thing is, I love Valverde. He's actually my type of midfielder. I love powerful midfielders with good technique that can pretty much do it all. But I feel like that's probably his weakness as well. Is the fact that he's a really good tactical cheat code, but I don't feel like he genuinely fits a one midfield role, which is probably a bad thing for this current Real Madrid team. I think he needs to properly specialize in being a distributor or being being a final action sort of guy. The engine is fine, but what else do you bring to the team apart from your engine? We know you got great ball striking. Maybe he needs to watch some McTominay tapes.
Coach, I have a question for you. You're saying don't trust Uruguayan midfielders.
Oh, well, he's been a really good one.
Yeah, you can't think of one.
Well, I was going to say Rakoba. Rakoba's a forward, so that
no, he was a forward. They don't have credit for that. They do defenders well. They do attackers well.
Yeah,
that's it. But that's okay. Everyone has a heritage, and we all gotta live by that.
Was Dario Silva? Dario Silva wasn't an attacker, was he?
Who?
Dario Silva, the blonde-headed guy that scored that crazy goal in the World Cup.
He was probably an attacker.
Probably with a goal like that.
Those Reds called that Valverde might be the best Uruguayan midfielder ever. And that's not a diss. He's won the Champions League a million times. He's captain Real Madrid, so this is high praise.
Yeah.
But as Coach mentioned, is a little limited, So all right. Tosin, why are Madrid so bad in the air? Dean Howson is tall as shit. What was that about?
Dean Howson is tall, but Dean Howson is also built like a child. So he doesn't have any agidi when he's in the air. Like when and to quote somebody, right? He said that there's apes in the care home. That's what Sorloth is. And
who said that?
You did. But Sorloth basically ruined him in the air. Like you could see the physicality. Like Howson is a clean technical player, but when the ball comes in the air, he's scared. And he's not the final product yet, obviously. He has a lot of talent. Like some people are saying he should have stayed a year at Bournemouth, but I think that going to Madrid was good for him to go back home to Spain. That's where he wants to be. But he still has a little bit more to learn about just his time in the air and things like that. And he's still 21, 22, so he's not fully there yet. So I think he's just physically not at that place. But yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
So long term for Madrid, fellas, either one of you can take this. Are we supposed to view this game as sort of like the blueprint towards beating them? Because if their central defenders are struggling to do basic box defending, because that's where they lost this game. It was a box defending. Once the ball got in the box, it was a problem for them. And I would also say Carrera's on the left side. He's left-footed, right, Tosin?
Yeah.
He's a lefty. He was very poor. They had him running all over the place, looking ragged.
Worst game of the season, I think.
Yeah, he was terrible. But if box defending is there, is this something they can rectify, or is this something they need to change in the market? Because do they have enough is basically what I'm saying. Can you pair Howson with maybe Militao, who did not start this game? Because Tchouaméni was food yesterday. He was food.
Do you know what's interesting? I actually think there's what's we're looking for? The problem probably starts a little bit higher up in the sense that their midfield probably doesn't do enough off the ball. So the ball kind of travels through them pretty easily for them to get the ball into wide areas. I think with a fully fit Jude, I think that problem alleviates one way. They probably will still struggle with crosses, but I think Jude being able to cover the ground that he covers and also potentially even be a threat on the counter will probably have teams setting up a slightly different. But Atletico Madrid knew that, they ain't got shit for us physically today, so we can literally just run through them, like a bad curry. So, I think, I'd probably say once they get right in midfield again, they should be okay. They'll still concede from corners, from crosses, but it won't be as bad as yesterday. It looked like a goal every time they crossed. So, and I watched the whole second half. So, yeah.
Tosin, how close do you think Xabi Alonso is to finding his best team now that Jude is back at least?
I don't think he's close yet. I think now this is a spanner in the wrench. I feel like Jude brings a lot of Jude also brings a lot of confusion with the play style that he has. So now it's Do you play Camavinga and Drew? Do you play Tchouaméni and Drew? Like, who is your midfield pairing? Who's your pivot? Who's your three? Like, what are you doing? So I feel like he has to figure that out. It doesn't help that there's malcontent a little bit in Rodrigo and Vinny. Like, those two want to start, but again, that team, I'm not sure who's going to play in the left. So, Xabi Alonso's a lot smarter than us when it comes to tactics. So that's his thing to figure out. But for me right now, I'm looking at him just like, hey, it's looking sticky. So, but it's just one loss to your rivals. So we can't, don't want to throw the bathwater out with the baby. It's just like, hey, this is one bad game. You figure it out.
Man, this nigga throwing out the baby first. That's crazy. You should throw out the water, then maybe the baby. You throw out the baby. Oh man, you Michael Jordan of babies. That's wild. Carvajal picked up a calf injury, so he's out 5 weeks. Trent's already out. I don't know what's Trent's issue. Anyone know?
He had an injury.
I thought it was groin.
Groin issue.
I thought it was, but it might be something. But I thought it was
from all the Liverpool fans on his dick. By the way, I said this on the Arsenal pod. For those who did not listen to that, that will be out by now. Go listen to it. But just to reiterate, if you're a Liverpool fan and you've tweeted at the account, even though I didn't tweet at you and I didn't start a conversation with your ass while I was talking about the Arsenal Newcastle game, from the back, suck it, okay? Suck it. Make it real sloppy, okay? Suck it. I do not apologize. I can't stand these motherfuckers are annoying as shit, man. Like I've heard about this shit. This was my first experience with it. But we move on. A week can change a lot in this sport. Do we think Atleti are about to have a good season now that they've done something incredible, or do we just think this was just a moment? It's a derby. Shit can happen in a derby. You just leave it where it's at.
I'll be honest. I'm really, really anticipating our game at Emirates against them. It's watching them on TV is one thing. Seeing what they're about in person is kind of what I'm waiting for. Because we always know Atleti are at worst going to finish third in La Liga, but where else are they going to? Where else are they going to? At worst and at best, to be honest. But where else are they gonna make waves? So I like to see them come up against a team that I think is exceptionally good at this point, and see how it goes. Because Real Madrid, while they've got all the attacking talent, I still don't feel like they're an actual fully well-oiled machine yet. Not the likes of they had under Zidane and Ancelotti for some of those years as well. So let's wait and see when they come against a really, really good. Have they played? They haven't played Barcelona yet, have they?
Who? Madrid?
Yeah,
no.
Atletico Madrid. Yeah. So let's wait for those fixtures and then I'll be able to make a proper assessment. But for now, yeah, they're doing good, man.
Yeah, Trent has a hamstring injury, by the way.
So it's still Liverpool fans on his dick. So.
Yeah, and they're on his back too. If it's hamstring, I'm gonna pause that one for Trent because that's the home. Tosin, is there a better ball striker in the game than Julian Alvarez?
Maybe Valverde, maybe Rashford, but it's tough.
Because it's tough. It's tough, Coach. You want to opine on this one?
Ball striking wise, I know he's probably washed now, but KDB still got to be up there, bro.
And there is one, but we don't talk about criminals on this podcast, so
there's that person as well, I suppose.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I forgot about him entirely, but yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, he's up there. He's up there. He's not lower than number 5 on that list.
Do you know what's crazy about him as well? I don't think he's even over 5. I don't think he's over 5'11", right? But I think I've seen him score.
He's like 5'9".
Yeah, I think I've seen him score every single type of goal at least 3 to 4 times. There is no type of goal Alvarez cannot score. That's what makes him so dangerous. Like the ball striking is the ball striking. It's fantastic. It's pure. It's crisp. It's consistent. But it's the fact that he's able to replicate it in so many different types of contexts. Yeah,
and he can take free kicks as well.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. He might be the best ball striker just based on the fact that he can do it in pretty much every context. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that.
All right. Well, we wish both these teams are worse as the season goes on. Because I do not want any competition for the team I support. Let's move over to Villarreal, who hosted Athletic Bilbao de Ceramica and won 1-0. Alberto Molero came off the bench and scored the only goal of the match in the 77th minute. Nico Pepe also put together another man of the match performance. He's having a great season so far. Anything on this one, fellas?
I can go if you want to.
Good.
I was gonna say, I was literally just gonna say that Pepe being probably their best player is a bit of vindication for me, but also a testament to his quality that he's gone somewhere where he wasn't like when he went to Villarreal, he didn't have a bag of interest. Like nobody was trying to sign him. Like there wasn't like people lining up to sign him kind of thing. But he's gone there to a team that's just got Champions League football. They also lost arguably probably one of their best players from last season, maybe the best player from last season to Atletico Madrid as well.
Yeah, Bayern.
Yeah, Bayern. And do they look like they miss him? Like they just carried on. Like he hasn't dropped their level or anything like that. They're playing to his strengths, and he's carrying these guys now, man. Like I'm so happy that it's going well for him, and that's where we're going to leave it. So let's move on to the next game, please. Thank you.
Yeah, this is like our hood Ballon d'Or, Tosin, right? Some people recover from injuries and they win a Ballon d'Or in the end. Shout out Dembele. Some people recover from bad contracts and end up in Turkey, and they come back and they start winning man of the match after man of the match. Then they win a woman that we all want her love so much. Coach, why are you freaking out? Relax. Stop acting like you have an internet connection, bro. Tosin, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Kendrick Lamar told you everything's tricky right now. Find yourself a good woman. And he found himself a good woman, okay? A great woman. An athletic woman.
Let's move on. Rayo Vallecano 0, Sevilla 1. Sevilla continued their unexpected consistency with a win away at Rayo. Super Ego, Ekor Adams came off the bench to bag an undeserved 87th minute winner for the hosts. 3 consecutive wins for them, Tosin. Didn't see that coming.
Hey, listen, they got the right Nigerian. They got rid of Kelechi and Kibakwa, so hey, good for them. They got it. That was a good finish too. The cross was good and the finish was really good. So yeah.
Absolutely. I don't like that he was kissing the badge. Though. It made him look poor and shit. I like that. Let's move over to the Montjuic, where Barcelona got their tenancy back. They left their little training ground after the last 2 games, and now they're back in a proper stadium. Well, not really. It's a stadium, but not a proper football stadium. But back at the Montjuic, also back, Lamine Yamal, who essentially came off the bench to assist the winner. He looked hungry as hell, Tosin. You watched this one, right?
The 60th minute, he did something that coach was still waiting for him to do. He did elastico on somebody. And I said, "Oh, you're back. Bro, you're definitely back. You little prick."
Tell the people the full truth. He did an Elasco plus.
A nutmeg.
Thank you. I ain't seen that one in a minute. I mean, have we seen that one before?
Yeah, Ronaldinho's done it multiple times. And Ronaldo's done it. Yeah, both. Okay. Yeah. And Romario probably somewhere.
Yeah, you see one or the other a lot, but together, like that's a rare thing. And he was cooking. The whole stadium went. It was crazy. But Odriozola opened the scoring for Sociedad, definitely against the run of play because Barcelona looked good right from minute 1 of this game. But Koundé equalized right before halftime. Great assist from Marcus Rashford. His ball striking, as we spoke about in the last segment, came to the fore here because he hit a corner right onto Koundé's head. Ball went in. And Lamine settled it with an assist to Lewandowski for essentially what was a winner. Barca probably could have scored a couple more in this game, but they didn't because they weren't inefficient. But 3 points are 3 points. Who is this Dro Fernandez guy that you want to talk about, Tosin?
It's another one of these La Masia kids. You pick a random 17-year-old from your academy and just start him. And that's what they just do. It's like, by the way, we got another one of these baby projects, by the way. I'm like, who the hell is Dro Fernandez? So they randomly started him today, and he played well. So, whatever, man.
Honestly, the only Joe that I know is the Joe from Insecure. Like, I don't know anybody else. So they must have spawned this kid out of nowhere, bro. Like,
that is wildly disrespectful, coach. Like, we're talking about Dro. People of a certain age, the age that we all are. Yeah. If we talk about Dro, who to write Dro to reference? Who to write Dro? Fix your error right now. Oh my God. Who are these niggas that I do a podcast with?
I know who it is. I'm waiting for him.
You say it then, nigga.
The Atlanta nigga with the cars.
What do you mean? Dro from Insecure. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Young Dro.
Do I look like from
like I'm from bitch, nigga? What the fuck you talking about? Dro from Insecure. Man, shut up, man.
He got all the polo and all the colors. Man. Chevy clean.
You know what? Coach, you on suspension next week. Fuck out of here, man. Barcelona have now won 9 points from losing positions in La Liga in 25-26, more than any team in Europe's top 5 leagues this season. And Tosin, you had a stat about Frankie de Jong as far as Dutch people go.
He's the
at Barcelona.
second. He has the second most appearances as a Dutch person in Barcelona history. Only person that's more is Philip Cocu.
Man, I would have guessed Philip Cocu as number one.
Yeah, I would have as well. I would have.
Really?
He was there for a while, man.
Yeah, I remember him in a bunch of kits, but I don't know. I don't know. I'll
Yeah.
think of a bunch of other guys before him. Definitely not Patrick Kluivert, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Can I say though? I think Pedri had a piece of skill today that was probably just as impressive as Yamal's. I think he got a kick off the player, but it was still really good. He basically he was sprinting, lifted it as he's sprinting mid sprint, and it's bounced so perfectly as he's coming back down. But I think that bounce probably came from the player kicking it onto him, from the angle that I saw it at least anyway. But Pedri does a bunch of shit in the game that you pay to see, basically. Yeah, I hope that they don't overburden him. They probably will, but I mean, let's enjoy him for this first half of the season before he burns out again, I think.
Well, I hope you're wrong.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, since you opened the topic, we just decided that Ousmane Dembele was the best player in the world last season. As far as I'm concerned, Pedri is the best player in the world, period. Like, it's not really debatable to me. I just feel as if he's the best at football. Like, some people may run faster, some people may score more goals. But as far as like football, controlling a football match, he is the best to me. And until someone takes that crown, when someone takes that crown, I'll let you motherfuckers on the pod. Also, the next one, quick shout out to Elche, who defeated Celta Vigo 2-1 and remained unbeaten in La Liga. None of us saw that coming. But at some point, they will lose. But before that time comes, let's give them their props. Shout out Elche. We expect you guys to do nothing, but it's nice that you're doing well at the moment. Coach, you know what to do. Give us them standings, please.
So Barcelona first, 19 points. Real Madrid's been knocked off their perch on 18 points in second. Villarreal, of course, are in third place. They've won their last 3 in a row. In 16 points. Elche, like we just mentioned, are now on 13 points in fourth, and Atleti are now on 12 points after beating the snot out of Real Madrid.
5-2, guys. That's a lot of goals. Like, the funniest part about the game was watching Xabi Alonso just watch his team lose. It's like you bring in Camavinga off the bench. You got depth for days and you're still just losing to people just bullying. And you're just standing there all sad and handsome and shit like a bitch. Fuck out of here. Anyway, let's move over to France, where they're saying oui, merci, bon, Wu-Tang is forever. Lorient hosted Monaco, and they beat them 3-1. Thilo Kehrer, a guy who did not have a great go of it in the Prem when he was at West Ham, but that's no one's fault. That's West Ham's fault. He got 2 yellows in the first half, which contributed to the hosts beating the shit out of them. Mohamed Bamba opened the scoring in the 40th minute, followed by a double from a guy named Pablo Paggi, who scored in the 76th and 82nd minutes. And I got to say, guys, this guy had his own personal goal of the round competition. He scored some beautiful, beautiful goals. One was an amazing solo dribble. The other one was a blockbuster shot from distance. And the reason why this game is on the schedule at all for us is that Ansu Fati scored again, guys. It was a late consolation penalty, but Tosin, how pleased are you to see this guy finally looking like the career is back on track a little bit?
It's wonderful. He had all the promise in the world, and unfortunately, some people's bodies just can't handle the amount of, just the intensity. And unfortunately, his body fell. I don't think he has any cartilage in his knee, apparently. So I'm not sure how true that is, but like his knees are really bad. But it's good to see him, doing well and scoring and doing the things he needs to do. He's in a quiet place, really beautiful place in Monaco. So it's nice. Good for him there. But to your point about the goals, that second goal he scored, that hit off the crossbar, listen, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I had to look him up. I said, who's Pablo Prigioni? I was like, didn't he just play for the Knicks?
That nigga Prigioni. Apparently his father played for Lorient too. He was a club legend or some shit. So that's pretty cool that he got to have those moments this weekend. Strasbourg hosted the nasty man Marseille, and they opened the scoring through Abdou Ouattara, but Marseille responded with relentless pressure. Aubameyang equalized, and Michael Murillo secured the victory in the 91st minute to keep Marseille at the top of Ligue 1. It's early days, coach, but who are we viewing as the challenger? Monaco lost, Marseille won. Who are we thinking is going to keep pace with PSG at least until December?
I'll be honest with you, I'll have to go with Nasty Man FC because they have a striker that's in Aubameyang that's scoring goals. So
I can't believe he's still doing this. How old is
yeah,
that? Like 4 years?
34, 35 now.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
I mean, Giroud scored last week the winner in Europa League. He's 39.
Yeah, I saw you nutmeg someone this weekend too. I mean, so over to the champs, PSG, they beat Auxerre 2-0. 2 goals from their two center backs, Barney and Beraldo. But the highlight of the day here was Ousmane Dembele presenting his Ballon d'Or to the crowd. Not much else to discuss here, guys. I think one of the goals was a far post finish. The other one was a header, the kind of goal you'd expect from a center back. That was pretty much it, Tosin.
Dembele's outfit was really nice, by the way. The one that he presented, the khaki thing with the khaki coach jacket and the khaki pants and black shoes. It looked nice. So that's the only thing I had to add about that.
That's how I dress on Tuesdays. I'm not
impressed. I was gonna say I'm 99% certain I've seen Nas at a Knicks game wearing that shit. Like I'm dead serious.
He jacking out swag, bro. These niggas jacking out. These European niggas, man, they don't know nothing, man. This nigga say because he's from Paris, he think
I'm gonna find the picture later anyway, not now because I don't want to upset the dictator. But I'll show you guys anyway.
All right. Lyon hosted Lille. And Tyler Morton, this Liverpool cat, man, maybe they did not charge too much for him. Like when the transfer happened, we're like, oh man, Liverpool frauding niggas again. But this guy's been pretty good this season because he headed one in on 12 minutes and he secured the win for Lyon to end a 4-match winless streak. So Lille dominated this game, didn't they? Though
they did, possession-wise, everything else. But guess what doesn't win possession? Goals. So there you go.
So I should tell that to Ruben Amorim.
Fuck him.
Coach, please give us the standings from the Frogland.
PSG are joint top with Lyon, 15 points. Marseille, 12 points in third. Monaco, also on 12 points. So are Strasbourg, also on 12 points to round out the top 5. Quickly, Lille and Lens are only 2 points behind them as they're both on 10 points.
On Lyon, real quick, guys, do we think they can do anything, or
they should be in League 2, right? So,
okay, Crystal Palace fan, relax. Over to the Bundesliga. Bayern hosted Werder Bremen, and Harry Kane did more shit. He's always doing some shit. Like, can someone stop this nigga from doing shit?
Yo, he has
100 goals and 104 now, Tosin.
It's silly. I was literally watching it, and I was just like, why? You took a side mission to come to Germany, and I'm probably gonna go back to England next year to go break Alan Shearer's record. Like, what's wrong with you?
Like, you know what's really dark about watching Bayern highlights lately or this season so far is the number of chances Harry Kane misses in every game. So just imagine if he was just 10% more efficient, these stats would be even stupider. Like, he's basically averaging a goal a game for these motherfuckers. It's crazy. Karl Hayne did his best to keep this down to 4 goals. It could have been 8, could have been 10, but as I said, Kane wasn't at his most efficient. But the amount of chances he missed, even though he got I believe a brace in this one, like, it's hard to keep it straight at this point. It's just remarkable.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say there's a thing about Bayern I think that suits his game so much is the fact that they're not shot shy, and Harry Kane himself isn't shot shy. I don't think he gets upset at other players around him taking shots because he's always alive for the rebound, so he doesn't mind. He's like, I'm gonna get mine regardless. Like, you guys have your fun. I'm gonna do my thing, and I think it really suits his game that everybody around him has got a cannon on them, but he's got the biggest cannon. Pause.
Hey, yo.
And but on top of that as well, he doesn't also mind setting other players up. Like, Bayern Munich generates a lot of XG, like a fuck ton. And I think in part it's down to the fact the way he interprets the 9 position. Like, Luis Diaz will get his shit, Elise will get his shit. Do you know what I mean? Harry Kane, of course, will get his shit as well.
The 10. It's crazy.
I'm pleased for him, man.
Like, it does make you wonder, though, guys. He played how many years at Tottenham? Like a decade, maybe?
Yeah.
So what if he was on with an actual good club for that entire time? He might have broken that record already.
Oh, yeah.
The Prem's record.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But I was gonna say the only thing I really look forward to now Bayern Munich games is to see how Michael Olise matches his boots with the kids. That's the only thing I look forward now because I know they're gonna win. That's the only thing I look forward to at this point.
Like, it's one of my favorite little consequential things that happens in football. The fact that this guy cares so much about his outfits that he's like, you gotta match this shit. I respect it so much. It's the most Nigerian thing about him, actually.
Yeah.
We go over to St. Pauli, where they hosted Leverkusen and lost 1-2. Ernest Poku came off the bench to score the winner in this game with his first touch for Leverkusen. Very impressive stuff. Then we move over to a game that I feel like Coach could talk about for like 20 years if you let him. Borussia Mönchengladbach, 4. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that a lot? Okay, listen to this. Frankfurt, 6.
This is the most Bundesliga game to ever Bundesliga, by the way.
Guys, I can't count that high. I was really scared. Seriously.
You know, I got a nosebleed.
Yeah,
You know what's crazy?
seriously, I was like, what the hell?
When I
Go on.
I was gonna say, when I stole Coach's job over the weekend with the matches, I was like, I just like knew this game was gonna be silly, and I'm just glad I picked this game because it's foolishness. But Coach, sorry to talk over you. Go ahead.
No, it's cool. I thought the counters only went up to like 3 or something like that. I didn't know they can go that high. So there's that. But also, Frankfurt do not give a shit about who they've lost. Like they just don't. They're producing so much high quality chances, but also they're not really giving much away. Apart from this game, clearly. I'm gonna stick my neck out and say I think they could potentially, I wouldn't say run Bayern close, but they're not gonna completely like let them get away with shit the way they normally do. I'd say.
I'm optimistic, but I think the issue there is that they're just too young. They don't.
Yeah, but it's the Bundesliga. We're not supposed to understand it or analyze it. We're going off gut feel, guys.
Vibes only. But to be very clear, in this game, even though they conceded 4 goals, they scored 6 unreplied to start the game. So for the first 70 minutes, they were like, hey, Mönchengladbach, fuck you and your fans especially. And they just put 6 on them, So they were Chanuzun doing this thing. We've talked about him literally every week. We've recorded this weekend review. He's still doing great things. They were up by 5 in the first half. Then they took their foot off the gas in the last 20 minutes and let Mönchengladbach's people be happy because it's like, it's a full stadium. The Bundesliga stadiums are always full. You don't want people to go home that sad, unless you're Newcastle fans, because fuck those guys. But, fun game, crazy game. Go catch your highlights if you can find them. The craziest part is that the Bundesliga releases like little bite-sized highlights that are like a minute and a half, 2 minutes long. And they somehow managed to release one for this game. I didn't even bother clicking on that. I was like, you niggas cannot be serious. Ain't no way you squeeze 10 goals into 2 minutes of that. Ain't no way. I didn't even bother watching. I watched the long shit. Pause. Mainz hosted Dortmund. And Coach would be very happy to learn that Dortmund smacked the fuck out these motherfuckers at home. It was 2-0 to Dortmund. And away win for the unserious man them. A great team goal in this game that I would recommend everybody go watch. Finished off by Svensson and another lovely goal on the break from Karim Adeyemi. Both assisted by Julian Brandt, who was doing his best Ozil impersonation this weekend, Coach.
Yeah, do you know what's funny? The Adeyemi goal, I think, was actually very poorly constructed. Like, the passes were under hit and kept on going behind each other. They were like, no, you take this shit. No, you take this shit. And then Adeyemi was like, okay, fine, basically. But the opener, fuck me, the weight on the cross. In fact, the approach play was probably just as good as the weight on the cross, actually, to be honest. But it was a fantastic goal. This is what I think Dortmund are capable of. So they can do this to most teams. You watch them in the Champions League, and while they might not look like they can hurt teams, watch them go up against the better sides, and they give a good go of it. They really, really do. It's just they're not very serious. That's the issue. But they'll put hands, like Dortmund will put hands on you guys. They will. It's just they'll also take some chinning as well. So that's why I don't get my hopes up too much. But this game, I'm glad they put the hands on Mainz, those fuckers. They're 14th right now, by the way, if anyone's interested. So yeah.
We'll be interested in a moment here after Tosin answers this question. How many players in Europe are faster than Karim Adeyemi?
Maybe Alphonso Davies and Frimpong. Mbappe, maybe. Ernest Poku's also pretty fast. Mickey Van der Ven's also like extremely rapid.
Martinelli's berated in these conversations.
Yes, very underrated, in fact. Man.
I think I'm gonna put Adeyemi in the top 2.
He's got to be.
I'm gonna put him in the top 2. The more I think about it, I don't think he's he's not just football quick. I think he's actually athletically quick.
Do
Not
you
like
know who
sprint.
else is up there?
Gone.
Anthony Alenga.
Yes. That's a fantastic shout. But don't get me wrong, he's not like some Olympic sprinter level because he's still getting absolutely left by them. But genuinely, if he was to actually train for like a couple years as a sprinter, he might put up some relatively impressive times. Like Adeyemi is off. He's so quick.
But why bother with that when you can make actual money playing real sports?
That is very true.
Coach, help us out with them standards, please.
Well, Bayern, of course, are top. They've only conceded 3 goals as well, guys. 15 points.
What's their goal difference, real quick?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
I do.
It's 19.
19? He's at 19?
Yeah.
Ban these niggas, man. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Ban them from the league, man. This is bullshit. It's England.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea, to be fair. Dortmund, 13 points in second. Leipzig, 12 points in third. Frankfurt on 9 points. In fourth. Stuttgart, fifth on 9 points also. And Mainz are on 4 points, all the way in 14th, right? And hear this. They're only 1 point above the relegation places right now. Well, yeah. So long may it continue, you fuckers.
Coach, who do you hate more, Jason Tinder or Mainz?
Yes, my nigga. Yes.
Jason Tinder was born in Mainz. Over to the Pasta land where Serie A happens. Como hosted Cremonese. Let me say that again. Como hosted Cremonese. And it was 1-1. Nico Paz's opener was cancelled out by another Federico Basquerotto goal, Mr. Muscleman. Nico Paz's overall performance was enough to win him another man of the match performance. Tosin, as far as young playmakers go on the planet right now, I know we can't exactly rank him, but you know, where does he like? Who are you taking above him at the moment? That's not already like an established, like of course, you know,
like a Pedri, for example.
Like who? Like
a Pedri, for example. Is that what we're talking about?
No, Pedri's too established. So I mean,
yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying. It's like an established player like that. There's not too many. There's really not too many I'm taking over Nico Paz. Nico Paz reminds me of a player that would have been so perfect in the 90s and 2000s. He would have been just your classic number 10. Just put him up there and let him just do stuff with his low socks and Predators. So he's up there. I love Nico Paz. But the thing is, I don't know what a league, like, I think La Liga will be great for him. I'm not sure if his game would translate to England, but he's a very smart player. But I think that he will do well in La Liga. But again, like the club he's on loan with, Real Madrid, where do you fit? But again, the boy's talented as hell.
Yeah, that's someone else's problem some other day. Rooting for the kid. He's so fun to watch. So fun to watch. He's leading a bunch of statistical categories in Italy right now. And yeah, he's going to have a better season this season than he did last season. Last season was already pretty good. So shout out to him and his coach that coach hates so much. Juventus won. Atalanta won. Juan Cabal came off the bench to supposedly unlock players ahead of him because he's a defender. But the defender ended up grabbing the equalizer in this game. Martin de Roon got his marching orders for a bad tackle shortly after Cabal's goal, but Juventus could not take advantage of the extra man, and Atalanta escaped with a point. That point was due to the goal that Kamaldeen Sulemana scored to give Atalanta the lead in the first half.
I think that's one of the best goals this weekend, by the way. Like,
really?
Yeah, it was
good.
Yeah,
it was good. The game confused me because both teams wore their third kits, and I thought I was watching a rec game. Like I literally didn't know what game was on TV, so I literally like tried to find another like TV. Like I was like, this isn't the game. Then I saw the Juventus logo. I was like, oh, this is it. I was like, you guys are dumb. Why are Atlanta wearing orange? This is stupid.
Tosin, because you're one of my closest people in life, let me teach you a real quick secret. When you switch the TV onto a game, there's this thing at the top of the screen called a Chiron, and they'll have the abbreviation of what team is playing the game.
No, I saw that, but I was still confused because I was like, what the hell? Like, this is not their colors. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, to be fair, Juventus are notoriously awful about that shit. Bayern did it this weekend as well because they had their Oktoberfest jersey. But at least there's an Oktoberfest excuse there. Juventus would just randomly wear whatever. It might have to do with the rules of the league, and Juventus do wear black and white stripes, so I think that might be a clash issue a lot. I'm not sure, but honestly, Adidas fix up. You're giving Juventus a bunch of garbage jerseys. We have to watch them because they're an important team in Italy. We'd like to look at the screen and like what we see, and we haven't liked what we've seen for years now. Like, what was the last good Juventus kit?
The
Like
black one that they
third,
had.
the black third away.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they should wear the one from this year as well. Their third kit a lot. They should just wear that a lot.
Yeah, that's probably their best one I've had in years. I like the black Jeep one from the Pogba years. That was fire as well.
The pink
nice.
one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole set actually.
Yeah,
Those were
that was fire still.
Those were Nike kits.
Yeah. So I was looking at Sulemana, and obviously he's come from Southampton, and the Championship has so much talent, guys. I know Sulemana played in the Premier League last year, but Championship has a ridiculous amount of talent. Like, genuinely, Sulemana is probably going to end up being one of Atalanta's best players this year. I already see it personally, and this is someone that was obviously playing for a relegation side, and obviously, you know, he would have been playing a Championship had they not bought him. You know, so.
Like he did come from Rennes, right?
I want to say yes. I don't know, to be fair.
And generally, when you're trained at Rennes, especially if you're a winger, things tend to work out pretty good for you. You know, like all right. Cagliari hosted Inter, and Inter were very bad guests because they won 2-0. It was very drama free. Lautaro headed one in early, and highly rated youngster Francesco Pio Esposito's got the second with 8 minutes left in the game to beat his brother's team. His brother was also an Inter youth player, but he got sold over the summer and lost this game. Inter, I guess, good for them winning a game, but we're going to need to see a bit more to pay them much more attention than this, unless either one of you has something to say. Make it quick because I can't stand Inter right now.
I was going to say, Pio is one of the most highly rated players I think I've seen in Italy for a while. He's been on the lips of these guys' pause from the Serie A B days. But I think more than anything, I think he's the player that they've probably been aching for, a young, attacking, creative talent to, I suppose, start taking the keys off the likes of Mkhitaryan and whatever else, because Inter can't continue this way with getting these old vets and shit. Like, Pio is the exact sort of signing they should be signing. They should be making. So
he seems more like he seems like a Christian Vieri regen to me. That's what he reminds me of from what I've seen so far. I haven't seen enough to really call it, but I think this is a straight up bulldog of a 9 type player.
Yeah, but he's link up. He's got good link up play. Like
Christian Vieri did too.
To be fair, yeah. Like, Vieri's actually, we could probably do a small section on Vieri, and because he was incredibly underrated. That boy was mad.
Bobo was that guy. Shout out to Bobo.
Yeah,
shout out to Bobo. He was like Mark Viduka for people who are classy. That don't eat baked beans all the fucking time and shit, man.
Yeah. So he's Mark Viduka without Marmite.
Yeah, there you go. Marmalade Viduka, which is funny because he also grew up in Australia, if I recall correctly. So
yeah.
I didn't know that. That's actually very
he
cool.
He did, and apparently he was super into cricket. But this is where the money's at. So that's where he came.
Also, shout out to Inter for again Ebenezer, the midfielder we talked about. He got player of the match against Fiorentina. So.
Oh, okay. He played for Pisa versus Fiorentina.
Mm-hmm. Got man of the match, and all the Italians, you translate when you put a search his name, they're all praising him. I was like, wow, look at that. Italians are praising the black man. Good for them.
Yeah, that's gonna last long. Game of the weekend, guys. Milan 2, Napoli 1. San Siro was rocking. Like, I just enjoyed the atmosphere in these games so much. Even if the stuff happening on the field is not that impressive, you just listen, don't even look at the screen. Just listen to the audio. It just sounds so amazing. The atmosphere is amazing. But San Siro was rocking. Christian Pulisic, man, easily man of the match, got the goal, got the assist. Milan were up 2 within 30 minutes. Then Pervis Stupinan decided to do some stupid shit, and he got a dog so red. KDB converted the penalty, 2-1. Napoli huffed and puffed, but they could not find the equalizer. And Milan, the team we're not taking seriously, Tosin, are they now currently top of the league?
It looks like it. What's the wildest thing? There was a fast break in the second half, like the 83rd, 84th minute with Leao. All you saw was 1 Leao and 7 Napoli players. It was the funniest shit in the world. So, yeah, Milan looked good. And we're about to talk about Uncle Luca, 40 years old, and he's still balling, which begs the question, Coach. Like, did
I mean, it makes sense. Real Madrid have all the talents in the world. They'll always get good players, but I almost feel as if they should have made an exception here, man. Like, I know they already kind of made an exception the last 2 seasons, but I look at them getting smacked around at the Metropolitano this weekend. I'm like, they could have used an old head in there to kind of calm niggas down. And Luca looks
No,
amazing in Italy, man. He
yeah, but
looks like he's 25.
it's Italy though, and no disrespect to him and his age or whatever. It's just like I reckon he would have got suplex yesterday. To be frank, he,
I don't know, bro. Like, Inter made the Champions League final, and Real Madrid, they were trying to cook rice, and it did not work out for them last season. So
yeah,
I don't know if there's a huge difference here anymore.
but exactly they came up against Declan Rice. Let's be clear. But jokes aside, no, like Luca is going to. He already has gone down to me as one of the best ever of all time, any generation, whoever you want to put him up against, doesn't matter. But this is probably, if he's going to continue hating his family, this is probably the right move. You can do it in it. You can do it in Italy. You don't have to worry too much about the pressures of having to win the Champions League and league every year. And you can just vibe. You can actually just vibe. I don't think the room with him staying at Real Madrid would have been. I don't think would have made a material difference, to be honest, outside of the obvious experience he brings. But in Italy, like, he's clearly the most talented midfielder there. Probably arguably he's still the best one, actually, to be fair. And I think Allegri is bending more to his walk. He's like, oh, this is what good midfielders can do. Let me try to not be a complete terrorist.
I feel like if you're going to bring in Modric, you kind of have to see him in training. You kind of got to use him.
Yeah.
That said, I'll give Allegri credit. He doesn't play the most attractive stuff, but
No.
when it comes to a rear guard action, like trying to hold on to a lead, like Milan did a good job. There were some close calls. I think Noah Lang probably could have banged one in from like 30 yards. That's pretty much all I remember, though. I feel like Milan defended really well, especially with a man down, So, but that scene you mentioned, Tosin, of 7 Napoli players chasing Rafa Leao, man, that shit gave me all kinds of PTSD, man. It's hard being black in America, bro. Like, it's hard, man. It's hard, man. I was like, oh my God, somebody save that boy, help him. All right, coach, let's do the standings before I go on a history lesson.
So, Milan, Napoli, and Roma are all on 12 points. Juventus are 4th on 11 points. Inter are 9th, on 5 points, on 9 points.
Why are you
Atalanta.
chuckling, bitch? What the fuck is your problem? That's what I can chuckle at. You don't laugh at. I laugh at Inter. Stop that. Like, our beef between us. So I don't want problems with you.
Their kit mates Atalanta are also on 9 points in 6th place.
Yeah, man. Nice Inter kit behind you there. We move over to the Super League. Oh, man. I don't want to do this with Tosin because he already spent a solid hour with Tommy discussing Manchester United's many, many issues on the Manchester United pod. Please go check that out. Lots of you have already. I can see the numbers on that shit. That shit went platinum. Like, niggas hate United. But coach, we kind of got to do a little bit more because surely this can't continue much longer. What the fuck is Jim Ratcliffe doing?
It can.
It can.
It can. Shout out Mick McCarthy. But yeah, they never looked like they were in the game. I mean, we all woke up early to watch this game, and it was like, this is what happened to United this weekend was like the worst thing that ever happens to a big team during a season. When you have the early kickoff and your team shows up and they sleepwalk onto the pitch, and some mid-table team just teabags them for like 30 minutes and the game is over before it even starts. That's basically what happened here. And I don't understand, like, we've seen this happen with better teams. I watched Arsenal do this 1,000 times back in the day. But is this an indication that maybe the players are trying to tell management, like, hey, we need somebody else here?
Well, if they are, it's not going to work because Jim Ratcliffe is Mr. Burns, so he's not sacking him. He's not giving him no severance package. He'll be like, he's basically saying, I'd rather die than pay another penny to a shit manager, basically. Not calling Amorim shit, but that's probably what he's thinking.
You can call him that.
I'm actually, I don't think he's shit. I think he's very stubborn more than anything, which all good coaches are, but I think his stubbornness is bordering on pure stupidity, to be honest. But yeah, he's not. He's not. I don't think he's going to go anywhere, and it's purely because of Sergeant Ratcliffe. That's what I genuinely think. If they who they got next week? Sunderland at home, right?
Mm-hmm. And then Liverpool.
Yeah. So Liverpool after the international break at Anfield. I won't lie to you. I called a draw at Anfield last year when they were in a bad way, and I'm calling a draw again this year. I think a win against Sunderland, a draw against Liverpool, changes the complexion of your season completely. It really does.
But
yeah,
do you think they can actually beat Sunderland? Because you're saying Sunderland like it's just Sunderland.
Yeah, I think with Cunha's now like actually back playing now.
Let me tell you something before you finish. Granit Xhaka is going to put our midfielders in a headlock like this. Okay.
Oh, man.
Granit Xhaka loves playing against Man United. And again, before we started this season, what did I tell you? I told you Sunderland's been intent, and I believe that.
Yeah.
Sunderland has a much better midfield than we do. And Sunderland strikers are a lot more sharper than we do. And their coach is a lot sharper than us. It is not that hard to play against Manchester United, okay? We lost to a set-piece coach named Keith Andrews, okay? Keith Andrews sounds like a middle manager in any random American job, okay? I know Keith Andrews in Tallahassee, Florida. I know Keith Andrews in Birmingham, Alabama. And that's who we lost to, okay? You're getting me upset now, trying to feign for this coach. Fuck him. Okay, say it. Just say fuck him.
Get on that nigga. Get on it.
I was just gonna say I follow a Brentford fan. He's absolutely hilarious, right? And he cannot stand Keith Andrews. So to hear you talk about him, Amrabat like this, I'm thinking these niggas hate their coach too.
Hey, listen,
they played for him, man.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you this too. I hate my NFL coach too. I got nothing but bad coaches in my life right now. Okay. Maybe I need to stop worrying about sports. Maybe that.
Who you support NBA again? Is it the Wizards?
No, I quit because I know better. I quit. Okay. Once I saw John Wall in the club, I was like, I'm not doing this no more.
Fairs.
That was a good decision. I too have quit as a former ex-Bulls fan. I'm done with that shit.
No.
But yeah.
Whew. It's time to go. It's time to go.
But let's talk a little bit more about what we saw. Are we happy that Šeško got a goal?
Yeah, good for him. You know, she needed that. I just feel like tactically you knew what was going to happen as soon as the game started. Like as soon as it kicked off, you knew like, hey, this team is going to get their ass whooped. Like it just felt like that. And then what I saw was that first goal when Maguire tried to do offside trap. And then Igor Thiago was like, yeah, you know what? I kept looking at what am I going to do today? What can I do for fun to make me happy? that's what I thought of.
I'll buy some groceries. Yeah, your pantry is stocked. Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
I will say when Igor Thiago pinged that shit in off the bar, I thought to myself, yeah, it's not going to go well for United today. Like when someone scores that kind of golazo to start the game, that's pretty much a sign you just kind of got to tap out at that point.
Yeah.
Take it from
bad. I genuinely feel bad for the ball. Like,
you feel bad for the ball?
Yeah, he kicked the ever living piss out of that. Honestly, not for United, obviously, for obvious reason. But yeah, the ball didn't do anything to him. You know.
He might tell us that he should have kicked Amorim instead. That nigga in the ass and get him the fuck out my club.
Yo, the wildest thing for me though is every single game he substitutes a center back. And there's a video Michael Richards talked about this game, right? And I want to wrap this up here. Michael Richards talked about how when he brought in Mason Mount ended up becoming a left wing back. And I was like, this guy is just a sick person. Like, at this point, he's so married to his system that he cannot change anything. Like Mason Mount was a left wing back, and what's it called was the right wing back as well. And Wem was the right wing back. And I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? And then there was a thing that came out today that apparently, like at training, Ruben is really offish. He's not towards the players. He's really sad. Like he's a lonely figure at Old Trafford. I'm like, just leave. Just fucking leave, please. No. He wants a severance. I get it.
Of course. I feel like the moment United insisted that he had to come mid-season, he kind of thought to himself, you know what? If this shit goes well, great. And if it doesn't, I ain't doing shit. I'm gonna just cash my check. So he's just waiting on Sir Jim to get tired. So and Sir Jim apparently has more stamina than the rest of us. Because I'll be honest with you guys, man. I don't mind United being bad. As a matter of fact, I cherish it. I just want them to be bad in a different way now. I'm kind of tired of this nigga. We'll bring in the next nigga so we can laugh at him too, because that shit ain't gonna work either. All right, let's move on. Crystal Palace 2, Liverpool won. We've been saying it, guys. This was not sustainable. Giving away 2 goal leads, having your ass back open the whole game and shit, and scoring in the last minute to win the game. That shit wasn't going to work forever. I thought it might work until December. But, coach.
Do you know what Liverpool this season have been? They've been what are those hospital gowns that you wear where the front covers you but the back is exposed?
It's a hospital gown.
Yeah, that's it. So that's what Liverpool have been this first part of the season.
Let's pause for Tilson to give us the right ad lib here.
Hey, yo.
No, that was the wrong ad lib. It's nice gowns.
Oh, beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns. There you go. Beautiful gowns. All right, back to coach.
Yeah, they literally have been. If you're not paying close attention, you'd use adjectives like unstoppable and an incredible form, all this kind of shit. And all you got to do is just kind of peek under the covers to see that these guys are really, really, they're naked, man. There's a lot wrong with them out of possession that I've just been noticing. I'm like, why aren't you doing anything about it? Slot is clearly a very, very clever coach. He is. But why aren't you doing anything about, for example, I don't know, anybody, doesn't matter who it is, finding space consistently right behind your midfield? Why is it that whenever the ball's on one side, it's so easy to literally move through the thirds of the pitch to get it wide? Why is it so easy to do that? And you look at yesterday's game, all those things in the first 20, 30 minutes, they were just on there to display. The moment the ball stopped in front of Crystal Palace's defense, they just got at them so easily. So easily. And if not for Alisson, it could have been potentially, what did they lose to Aston Villa at 7-2?
7-2 or something?
Yeah. I'm not exaggerating. It could have been one of those games because if Crystal Palace put two or three of those away, Mateta's not going to stop, bro. Sar's not going to stop. Wharton's not going to stop pumping it through the lines. Like, it could have got ugly yesterday. So, if I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm worried that Slot isn't even trying to stem the tide. But I understand why, because he's probably thinking, I still have the best attack in the league. So, the ball drops our way. When we do have the ball, we still look relatively good. But the ball drops our way, we should be okay. But I'm sorry, it's the Premier League. Teams are walking around with Nketiah on the bench, bro. Like, it's not a joke like, at all. Like, there's a lot of good teams here, but a lot of good players, bro. It's you can't do this every week.
Your defense is in trouble. You got to fix up, man.
Yeah.
Tosin, at halftime, Slot actually did make a change. He swapped Bradley for Gakpo. And Liverpool did improve, but they started with their 2 big signings up front, Wirtz and Isak. And I gotta say, what was that tweet you put in the chat the other day? Can you go ahead and quote that for us, please, good sir?
What tweet was it? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, you know the one. Like, turn around. Let me see that Florian Wirtz.
Oh, yes. Oh, man, listen. Let me
we want to be cultured individuals here. We don't want to jump on a player that just got to a new country and say, oh, you need to be good right away. But I'm not seeing it for him, man.
You know who else is thinking up too? Jeremy Frimpong, but we knew that.
Yeah.
But let's go back to Wirtz.
Yeah.
It looks like the league is too intense for him. Yeah. It looks like he's a fish out of water. He has all the technical skills in the world. He has all the beautiful gowns. But when it comes to actually putting on the shoes and the braces and the trinkets and making the outfit look good, he don't got it. And I don't know how it's going to work out for him because if you look at Yeremy Pino looks like he's fine in the Premier League already, right? It doesn't take that long for you to like realize somebody might not be it. You know, maybe sometimes some players do take a year or two for them to get better. But with Wirtz right now, with that amount of money you spend, if it was Pogba, oh man, and Pogba was doing this, they would have called him the N-word 5 times. But again, Wirtz is German and he could get away with it because he's playing for Liverpool, who's not doing too poorly, right? So yeah, it's looking rough for him. Maybe he needs a couple more months to figure it out. But by the time you figure it out, my boy, it's going to be wintertime in England. You do not want to be going against those big English guys playing for Wolves, you know, hurting you with a 50-50 talent. So, yeah, get it right before it gets too cold.
Yeah, coach, how about Isak then? early days for him, obviously, and he had one moment in the game that basically made me shit myself, and
Yeah,
I'm not a Palace fan, but what are we saying about him?
yeah. I have no issues with Isak. I think potentially Isak could do an Mbappe this year where he might score close to 40 goals and the team don't win shit because they can't defend. That's what I personally see happening. Obviously Liverpool are probably a better defensive unit overall than Real Madrid. It's not hard, but that's the way I see it. What else really shocked me is the fact that the team they put out yesterday, in my head, I was like, Works are gonna play from the left. Like that makes the most sense to me. But what it looked like was they were literally playing Gravenberch and McAllister, then Wirtz and Sabozlai, then Salah and Isaac. That's what it looked like to me.
I thought Verts basically had a free role. He was popping
Yeah,
up everywhere and
but
not
again,
doing shit.
there's nothing wrong with that. But when you literally have two absolute maniacs in Salah and Isaac, why not spread your creativity out everywhere so that those two can cheat if you like and just make shit happen. Let Verts be the wide playmaker. Let Salah and Isaac do their thing. That's the way I would have seen it. And then you would have had Sabozlai supporting. You would have had McAllister supporting as well. To me, that would have probably been a better balance. It also would have probably helped with the fact that I get he was worried about Munoz, like, running off Verts. But if you have the ball as much as Liverpool, would have, you would have pinned Munoz anyway. And later on in the game, you could have actually just switched it and said, okay, Gakpo, now it's your turn, and then pin him even more. But that's I'm never here nor there. So
Your head isn't shiny enough to comprehend the genius of Arne Slot. Okay,
yeah,
yeah, but the slot machine crapped out, despite the fact that PGMOL were up to their tricks again, because there was a moment leading up to the equalizer where Chris Richards, who had an amazing game, got distracted by a deflection on a cross.
It was a
The
handball.
deflection from Mo Salah's hand. We all saw this, right?
Oh, yeah, facts.
You're a United fan, you're an Arsenal fan, I'm an Arsenal fan. There are no Liverpool fans here, but we all saw this shit, right? Like his hand touched the ball, and as far as I know, when the offensive team scores a goal, there can be no contact with a hand in the build up to that goal. How the fuck did that goal stand, guys?
PGMOL.
It's the Red Mafia, man. And it sounds crazy saying that considering the shirt I'm wearing, but pardon me, it's the Northern Red Mafia. That's
Which one?
What I want. The Scouse contingent, the Scouse division, because nothing else to me makes sense. That's just that. This is what we talk about, the inconsistencies of the Premier League, right? For example, so Robert Sanchez got sent off against Chelsea last week for a tackle that wasn't too dissimilar to Nick Pope's, and then there's a handball from Salah who they didn't deem a handball, but then there was another incident. Oh, what do you call it? The Aston Villa one today with Fulham, or they didn't give that though, did they?
I don't believe so.
Okay, cool. So they found some consistency here, which is good, guys. Let's give them a bit of credit here. They found some consistency here. But the issue is that next week, two more of those things are going to happen, and they will give the penalty. And it's like, well, like Mitch said on the Arsenal pod, they don't know what handball is, so we don't know what handball is. It's that simple. If they were just clearer and just said, this is absolutely a handball on all these things, regardless of what we may think, but there was a consistent line that they drew, no issue there. But the thing is, we know week to week it changes depending on what the narrative they want it to be. Who got out of bed earlier, whose wife kicked them out. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what it is now. We just will never know.
Yeah, it's just too much with the refs, man. We talk about refs too much in England.
Yeah.
Tosin, before we move on from this game, which we could talk about forever, Palace 18 undefeated right now, ended Liverpool's undefeated streak. Very wasteful performance from them, but good performance. What do you anticipate them doing this season?
Pat's going to go on a deep Euro Conference League run, and they're probably not finishing anywhere between 7th to 10th. I think that reality is going to hit them soon because when you're playing 2 games a week and you're not used to that, your players going to get tired, the rotations, all of that stuff. So they'll finish between 7th and 10th, but deep run in Conference League. But they'll have a solid season. I always say this. It goes for every sport. Once it gets cold outside, and what did Michael ever say? When we played in that cold, man, we was cold. So that's all I gotta say.
Hey man, I want to wrap it up by saying, Virgil van Dijk, you may be one of the goats. You're definitely one of the goats. I ain't gonna qualify that, but when you see Ismail Assar, you're a literal goat. That boy has you on a leash. Like, it is consistently bad for that motherfucker. That motherfucker came off a hamstring to do that to Van Dijk this weekend. That's crazy. Crazy. All right, let's move on to the next funny game. And this is you know what, Tosin? I think we're just gonna let Coach dance. Chelsea 1, Brighton 3. Do your thing, Coach.
So Chelsea are fucking shit, and I hate them, and I hope they burn in hell, right? But that's not the point. Brighton keep whooping their ass. So at this point, who is actually the Brighton reserves? Like who we don't know at this point. Like they just keep whooping their ass. Like it's mad. Chelsea's problem for me, outside of them being a reprehensible and disgusting cheating club, is the fact that regardless of who they put out, and I'll give some credit to Maresca here, he's actually got some really good ideas, and he's the system that he's building or built with, you know, the use of Gusto and Cucurella, and the fact that Enzo is fat and useless, but is, you know, contributing one way or the other. It's not bad. They need better players, but I suppose the real issue for me is that the ideas, to my mind, are probably a level above what they currently have, if that makes sense. Like if he had better players, this wouldn't be so bad. But I feel like he's coaching with players that just aren't that good to execute these things. So for example, Caicedo shouldn't be touching the ball as much as he does because he's rubbish on the ball, at least. For me, like when I say rubbish, I don't mean rubbish like, oh my gosh, he's completely useless. I just don't think he's good enough for what probably Maresca is envisioning. And that's probably a fault of a Maresca. You probably need to coach more to the ability of the players that you have, rather than implementing these ideas that would work a lot better with better players. Like if he had a few more players on the level of Cole Palmer, Chelsea would probably be just for having better players, they'd be better. But also, they'd have a coach that will have ideas that these players can execute regularly. Like Chelsea will have good performances this season, but it won't be because of the players are finding at the level. It's just because the law of averages. It will even out one way or the other. But I don't see them doing anything special this year. Like I really don't, honestly.
Yeah, real quick on Maresca's ideas. I almost get the sense I'm not fully tapped into the Chelsea zeitgeist like that because fuck Chelsea.
Yeah.
But from what I can see, I feel as if he's still sort of locked into the ideas Pep had 4 years ago. And that's not to say those ideas can't work, but I think we're all aware that the game is changing around us. Like we're seeing people using long throws. We're seeing a lot of long balls.
No, you're right. And that's the point. And that's the point I'm making. Like the Pep team of 4 years ago would absolutely dog walk this flipping Chelsea team, just in terms of the players that they have. But you don't have those players, bro. Like the only player you have from 4 years ago is Cole Palmer. so it's not gonna work for me. And I think as well, Chelsea have a really soft chin. Like it's very easy to get at Chelsea, especially if they've scored first now, and they don't really look to push on to go and win games. Like they're not really doing that. Outside of the obvious. I think they played West Ham, who are rubbish. Outside of that, I haven't really seen a proper convincing performance from them this year. Like not one. So
Hey. Be easy talking about the world champions. Okay. Be easy.
You know, so interesting. Chelsea fans do not like their coach. That's one of the funniest things. Yeah. But Chelsea fans also don't like anything besides transfers, so who cares? Danny Welbeck showed up, and he patted the ref's bald head, which is hilarious.
That was funny. That was really funny. Yeah. While he was getting the yellow card for taking his shirt off after having scored was it the winner or the equalizer? I don't know. But yeah, to sum it up, Chelsea did lose at home to their feeder club yet again. Trevor Chalobah got a dog sore red, and Brighton just kind of ground them down throughout the game. Wolves got a pair, and new signing Maxime de Cooper bagged the winner.
Malo Gusto did something so stupid.
Yeah.
But hey, PGMOL, you guys got it. You guys got it, okay? We're decapitating footballers on live TV now, but
It
that's
wasn't
okay.
even that. There was a chance where Malagosa could have kept running, and he did the Cristiano Ronaldo chop back.
Oh
And
yeah.
So we're just going to shit on a defender for being a defender. All right, guys. All right, I see what y'all doing. Okay, I see what y'all doing. All right, let's move over to go on.
I was gonna say he plays for Chelsea. Who cares?
Yeah, but there you go. We move over to Ellen Road, where Leeds hosted Bournemouth, and the game ended 2-2. Eli Junior Krupi got the equalizer in the 3rd minute of added time as Bournemouth salvaged a point. Goals from Joe Rodon and Sean Longstaff canceled out Antoine Semenyo's great opener. Haven't seen a free kick like that in a minute, Coach. Do you remember one? You tend to have a good memory. You don't do drugs.
I keep my mind always goes back to the Ronaldinho one. I think that was in the Champions League. But
that was on the floor though. This one, because now we have people laying down on the floor to
yeah,
prevent.
the Semenyo one was on the floor as well.
Was it though?
Yeah.
I feel like it was like it went through the wall, but over the guy type shit. Like it was wild, man.
So basically, the guy lying on the floor, Semenyo just hit it around him. Basically, he just
around him. Okay.
Yeah, he just hit it around him, man. But
very clever.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't remember. Has Rivaldo scored one? Rivaldo must have scored one of those.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Don't see those every day. Eli Junior Krupi from Lorient, Tosin. I know you be on that Ligue 1 shit. Like, how good is this kid?
I mean, he's talented as hell, but it's just, again, Leeds have done some good scouting individually with certain players. It's just, are you going to be in the right environment for all that to thrive in a sense? But the kid has talent. Leeds has some individual talent. So I'm just like, yeah, like Okafor. Like, I think he's talented, but again, it's you play for Leeds, so.
Well, we shall see. We wish them nothing but dust because United fans don't like Leeds fans. I don't know what their beef is or whatever.
Can we talk about Longstaff's goal as well? Because that was.
Do your thing, Coach.
No, I just like first time shots where the ball's coming back towards you and you find the top corner posting in. Absolutely ridiculous goal.
I just hate saying and hearing the word Longstaff. It just sounds mad, sus to me. That's all. So I wanted to move on. But can we move on now? Or do you want to talk about Longstaff a little bit more, nigga?
No, I should have paused that. I was crazy. I'm sorry.
I'm so childish. All right. Man City 5, Burnley 1. Maxime Extev had a terrible day for Burnley. 2 own goals. Like, it's kind of hard to do that, but he managed it. Brushed him aside at the Etihad. Jaden Anthony equalized for halftime. Kind of made it look like it was going to be a game, but we all knew deep down inside that it was never going to be a game, especially since Kyle Walker was back at his spiritual home, or one of his many homes. We don't know how many homes he has at the moment. I know Pep was just waiting to whoop this nigga's ass. Like, you betrayed me last season. Pep was really hurt when Kyle Walker left. He was hurt. But Kyle Walker had to leave. He realized that I'm not on the level and this team sucks. I look bad and this nigga won't bench me. I gotta go, and Pep will never forgive him for that shit. Probably spat on him in the fucking hallway the whole time too.
Yeah.
The most hilarious bit about this game was the fact that so many people triple captain Erling Haaland in their fantasy. And this motherfucker did not score until like the 90th minute, then he ended up getting a double. So it all worked out in the end, but it was looking bad because last year he got captain. I remember triple captaining him against one of the relegation teams. And he blanked. The fucker blanked. So we all thought it was going to happen again this year. I wasn't brave enough to triple, but I did captain him, and it all worked out for me. But let's move on to a game that actually was competitive. Nottingham Forest 0, Sunderland 1. We already talked about Sunderland. We like them a lot. But guys, I honestly thought Andrew was going to get his first victory against them at home because this is his first home game for Nottingham Forest. His first 4 games were away from home, which is crazy. But they lost 2 of those games, drew 2 of those games. So by the law of averages, I figured, hey, they'd win the next 2. Sunderland said no. Granit Xhaka put one perfectly onto Omar Alderete's head, and that was that for that. And Robin Roofs in Sunderland's goal, he's been good all season. He was really good in this game. A lot of good saves in the game. Tosin, this Sunderland like your second team now, so I'm gonna let you say something about it.
Hey, listen, they weren't gonna lose to Ange because guess what? They got that none of Forest don't got Granit Xhaka. Once they signed Granit Xhaka this summer, my mind was convinced like this team is gonna be fine. That was the piece that they needed. They signed some really talented players, but it's Granit Xhaka. It's his world, and they all operate around it. That's all that is.
Pretty much. That was a really excellent signing by them. A guy that sets the culture, that leads the place, and punch anybody in the dick if they're doing dumb shit. Like
He
that's a
has
real right
keys.
there. House keys, a real general right there. Spurs won, Wolves won. Yao Polina scored a late banger from right outside the box in the 4th minute of added time to save Spurs from that home defeat. Santiago Bueno had nodded in a corner early in the second half to give Wolves a lead, but they could not hold on for their first win. Coach, I thought set pieces were supposed to be something Thomas Frank fixed for these motherfuckers. What's going on? Why are they conceding set pieces? What's going on?
It's Tottenham, bro. It's like whatever your superpower is when you come to that club, whether you're a coach or a manager, coach or a player, it disappears. Let's accept that. So whatever good shit Xavi Simons is good at, except that you won't see that in England. He's gonna have to find some other shit. He might have to develop a long throw. I don't know, but
I think his hairline might creep back, bro. Being that
yeah,
time.
it's gonna be mad. But I've learned quite a bit about Tottenham this year. In regards to what I probably think where they'll level out at, and they're gonna cause quite a few problems for the mid to top teams in the Premier League.
Right.
But everyone else is gonna find relative joy against them. I think Thomas Frank is probably gonna end up lulling himself into a false sense of security that I'm not managing Brentford anymore, so I can kind of get away with, beating up on the smaller teams because he's not at one of them anymore. But that'll probably be his undoing. But against the top teams, like, he's gonna turtle up again as usual, and try to find ways, but not against us, clearly. But I probably see them, and this is gonna sound nuts. I'm gonna make a prediction. I probably see them upsetting Liverpool. I can see that happening. But yeah, I think in general, these are the sorts of games where Tottenham will struggle this year, and I think we've seen it already. So
couple times. This is not the first bad home result they've had against the team that they should be beating. I mean, Bournemouth destroyed them at home.
Yeah.
Crazy. Aston Villa. They finally got a goal from someone that wasn't Matty Cash as they beat Fulham 3-1, came from behind in this one. Is this the first ever new sporting director bounce, Tosin? Because Monchi left and Roberto Olave came in and they actually won a game.
I'm looking for a manager bounce. Get the fuck out of my club. But yeah, this is the first sporting director bounce we've ever seen. Even Ollie Watkins scored.
Crazy. I thought he was dead.
You sound like Ian Wright. See his teacher.
That's exactly what I thought I would sound like. But yeah, like a great goal by Raul Jimenez to start the game 3 minutes in, but he picked up a hip injury somehow. Don't really know where that happened. Do you guys think it was during the celebration, maybe? Because I feel like someone jumped on him a little funny and maybe put a knee in his side, and that just fucked him for the rest of the game. Okay, maybe I'm making that up. Let's move on then. The silence was golden. But yeah, they also got goals from whatchamacallit, Ollie Watkins, as we mentioned. He nice lob over Bernd Leno. Then I think Emi Buendia got one as well. Mm-hmm. And I forget who scored the last one because my notes are not complete. John McGinn, always nice. I like that little weird celebration he does, Coach.
It's for his nephew. I think. I'm pretty sure it's for his nephew.
Yeah, I did it this morning. It was hard to do. Well, it gave my arms a good stretch. Nice forearm stretch.
Let me actually try it. Hold on. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. You look like Batman. Oh my God. Come to this is Yokeres before I started doing the other thing.
He looks like Ingbati man.
Yeah, but Villa scored 2 in 2 minutes to take this game away from Fulham, and that was that. It's a shame because Fulham started the game so well. They took the lead early, created a bunch of chances. That kid, Josh King, got booked for diving 2 weeks in a row now.
Mm.
I don't like that.
But he's good.
I'm a huge fan of him. Huge fan of him. It reminds me of a little bit of and again, I'm not typecasting him because of his complexion, but he gives me Morgan Rogers vibes, like, genuinely.
That's not a good thing.
Yeah, with much less physicality though, because he's more of a turnkey type player. But yeah, very good dribbler. But yeah, Fulham will be fine. They'll probably finish 14th or something, the usual. But we don't have to make those decisions today. And in the final game from the Super League, guys, Newcastle 1, Arsenal 2. The Arsenal edition is out right now. I made sure to upload it before we got on this recording. So you should be able to be listening to that. You should have heard it already before you heard this, motherfucker. We love you. But Tosin, given that you didn't get to talk about the game, but I'm assuming you watched it, any takeaways from Arsenal's comeback victory or PGML doing what they did this weekend?
I do have one thing to say. Listen to Coach's Corner. That's out as well. And the Arsenal edition. So they're both out. Listen to that. I can't stand Newcastle. They're a bunch of thugs. you know. But Arsenal going to be fine. I've literally had this conversation with multiple Arsenal friends. I have way too many, but I've told them all the time, fire ballet and calm down. You guys are grown men, and that's what I saw today was a mature performance from Arsenal. Where obviously I think that was a penalty. I know that was a penalty. That was messed up. That should have been a penalty. But you know, I think Arsenal will be fine long term, as they look really good. His goal, I wish Nick Pope was not there when Eze had his shot. That was a really, really good shot from Eze. But you guys will be fine. I don't know what else to say other than the fact that long term, Arsenal are going to be okay. These are sort of wins that you need when you're trying to win the title, where you're at a raucous place like St. James's Park, as is known, and you
It
still
won't
manage
rock
to
us
come
today,
back.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and you can still manage to get a late winner like that. It's perfect, you know. Michael Marino came on, looks like Cal Van Noy from the Ravens, scored his goal. Gabriel made up for the push in the back that happened and got his goal. So yeah, it's a good win for Arsenal. Those are the sort of wins that you need to galvanize your team, especially going to Champions League week. That puts the battery in everybody's back. So good win.
Well said. Well said, Coach. We've gone pretty long, so we guys will move it on. If you want to hear Coach's insights, listen to the instant reaction or listen to the Arsenal pod. He's on both of those. Appreciate your hard work, Coach. We move on to some randoms real quick before we get out of here and do winners and losers as well. Benfica beat Gil Vicente 2-1 thanks to a Pablitas brace, but they're still third in Liga Portugal behind Sporting and Porto, who are perfect. I think their perfection comes from the fact that they signed Jakob Kivior. But
Yeah, they don't deserve him, man. They're a horrible club, man.
Similarly to the perfect Porto, Chelsea women stayed perfect in the WSL and have now opened a 2-point gap. Man United women looked really good as well. They also beat Liverpool 2-0 in a game that was rearranged from last weekend. RIP Matt Beard. And finally, Song Hyung-min has 8 goals in 8 matches in the MLS for LAFC. Who saw that coming? Yeah, fucker that can run really fast, scores goals in MLS. Okay, whatever. Tosin, you do winners this week, and Coach, because you're a better hater than Tosin, you're going to do losers. How about that? Let's go. Tosin, winners, go.
Cool. Christian Pulisic. Americans move very right wing, and he decided to celebrate in Italy, and he took over like Italy has oil. So real American right there. Diego Simeone, he is still got it. He whooped Real Madrid's ass, and shout out to Diego Simeone and Atletico Madrid. Last but not least, biggest winners of them all is New Yorkers, us in this city. Eric Adams dropped out the mayoral race, and we won. So fuck him, milk dud head ass nigga.
Well, I wish you motherfuckers luck because you never know what's coming next. Better the devil you know. Coach, losers from this week, please.
The losers. So this is going to be like a combination one. So the first set of losers are Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, and United. Those are my losers. I think it's self-explanatory there. Wonderful, 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 wonderful weekend of football. If you support Arsenal. My second set of losers, or loser, should I say, is Real Madrid, but more specifically, Jabi Alonso. Your first Madrid derby, and that's the shit you turn out. I just think it's not a good look, man.
Smelly.
Yeah, and I hope to do this last one every week for the remainder of the season. But mine's are another set of losers. Because fuck them, basically. But I hope to be here next week calling them losers again.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
All right, guys. You guys know the drill. Thanks for hanging with us. We've gone a little longer than usual this week because we love you guys so much. We have so much love to give. Let me pause that. But please like, share, subscribe, comment. And if you're a Liverpool fan, do not fucking tweet at me. Like, I'm not having that shit. I don't like you niggas no more. Okay, I never did, but I especially do not, like, I want to make it specific. We got personal. Don't talk to me no more. You motherfuckers annoying as shit. But otherwise, please like our shit, subscribe. I care about you otherwise, but don't tweet at me. That's all I'm saying. Anything else, guys?
No.
Peace and much love to you.
Peace.
Peace.